last week I went to Auschwitz, where 1.3 million people were murdered at the hands of the Nazis. And today, the BBC is going to show a film of Marine Le Pen.
Disgusting.
Which is I think it's a disgusting thing. People have said that she's distanced herself from her father. She's only distanced herself from her father for electoral reasons. And Marine Le Pen's father said that the Holocaust was a small detail in history. He said it was a small detail in history because she wants to repeat it. The question that we face today in the 21st century, people have said with the election of Trump that you're going to have the right wing have got the right, the Nazis have got a right, Nazis and racists have got the right. I don't believe that Trump is a Nazi, but I believe that he's paving the way forward for them. People might not know, but there's a man called Fascist who was an Austrian mayor when Adolf Hitler was growing up, and he was a racist populist, and his target at that time was anti-Semitism. I believe that anti-Semitism exists today, but the main way that the Nazis are building is by using Islamophobia. And I think it's important that we make a stand against people like Marine Le Pen, because when history judges people, people always say, why didn't people speak out? Why didn't they say it was wrong? Why didn't they organize? I think if you organize, you have a chance in order to resist. Marine Le Pen says that she wants to get rid of the bacilli of immigration and others inside Europe. That's the language of extermination. It's not the language of a politician. Marine Le Pen is not a normal politician. She wants to enact a plebiscite to remove all democratic rights inside France because she thinks the Front National knows the best. At the moment, the Front National last week has called demonstrations against migrants, against the refugees inside France, the poorest, the most dispossessed, the most powerless people. That's who she's called a protest against. She's blaming them for the economic woes of Europe and France. The question of scapegoating for the economic crisis is not to do with refugees, not migrants. It's to do with the banksters that got away with the 2007 crisis by filling their pockets. It's to do with people like Donald Trump, who doesn't pay any taxes. By the way, the Federal Reserve says that £568 billion is not collected by the top 2% inside America. That's the reason why people have no infrastructure, because people like Donald Trump, Apple, and the various other people don't pay their taxes and then turn around and say that poverty is caused by poor people and not by rich people running the way that they run this society. And that means that they turn around and say to blame people, to blame others. And we know what road that leads to. The road to Auschwitz was built brick by hate and indifference. And the mistake that people make is when they don't come together in unity to oppose these people. So that's the reason why we say never again. But we shouldn't forget the reason why the British National Party are not inside the studio today, why Nick Griffin is not inside the studio, because we stopped him. The reason why Tommy Robinson has gone into temporary retirement is because we kicked him off the streets. If we didn't do those things, then this meeting now would be the solidarity they would have with all those people together. But we still have to come out every time these people say that they're going on our airways, because it starts on the radio, it starts on our TV screens, and then it goes onto the streets, and then it means they attack us, and they attack all the institutions in society, and then ends freedom, and then ends the right of people to be able to live. And that's the reason why we're out here today. Why would people come out on a Sunday morning and not be rolled up in their bed, tucked in? The reason why we're out is to make sure that history doesn't repeat itself. So that's why we say never again.